Katie here, and I've been waiting all year to do that. Anyway, today's video, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be going over all the Inktober, Fangtober is what I'm doing this year, supplies that I will be using this year, and I'm really excited. Hopefully trying to make a video every day. We'll see. I'm going to do as many as I physically can do and share them with you as much as possible. But anyway, I want to share all the items and supplies I'm going to be using, as well as in this video I will also be making the first piece of the Fangtober year. I do have a prompt list, and if you're interested in it, it is over on Patreon. However, I will tell you that it is free, so you don't have to like pay to see it is public. I just put it over there because it was the easiest place to host it. Anyway, I will be following the hashtag that is over on that prompt list on Instagram, so if you do the prompt list, I would really love to see it. I believe it is Katie's Fangtober. If not, I'll put the real one up here. Anyway, and Katie to share it there too, because I follow both hashtags. So anyway, let's get going over what I'm going to be using, and yeah, let's talk about that. Alright, so I'm going to do papers first. So for my initial sketches, I'm going to be putting them in this Plumchester sketchbook. I got it in the Inktober box, and I do like them for sketching, so I will be using this. It's just a bunch of white pages. Nothing super special. I don't really like putting ink in this, but I do really like sketching in it. So that's what I'm going to be putting all my preliminary planning sketches on. Another thing I got in the Inktober box that I'm going to be using for final pieces is this Linox cotton paper. It's 5x7, and I do really like the way ink works on it. They're only 15 sheets, so I won't be able to do all of my Inktober pieces on here, especially because I've already used 2 of them, so I've got 13 to work with. But after I'm done with this paper pad, I'm going to be moving on to the Arches watercolor paper. I got this a while back, and I've not been using it because I'm scared to use it, so I'm forcing myself to use it. But I'm really excited about this. There aren't very many sheets, so I will probably have to use another paper after that, but it'll probably just be a random watercolor paper. But those are the main ones I'm going to be using. Then I'm also going to be using some whites, so I'll probably teeter between my Uniball Signo. I have this Kaatydid brush pen white. I really like this. It's not super bright, but it adds a nice little highlight. And then I'll also be using a Uni Posca pen. I've got it in the PC1M size, which is really small. So these are the whites I plan on using. Then I will be using probably one of these 2 inks, either the Abstract Acrylic Ink by Sennelier or the Liquitex Acrylic Ink in Carbon Black. This one's a warmer black, and then this one is, it's not really a neutral black, but it's, I don't know how to explain it. I like this black. I like them both. I like black ink, and I'm going to be using these because all of my pieces are going to be black and white, except for they're going to have a pop of color, and since I am doing Fangtober, I bet you can assume what color it is, but moving on to that, we're going to be using a bunch of red supplies. So I have my P.H. Martin's Bombay India ink. I love this stuff. I have a bunch of colors, and I might have to end up mixing them, but I think I'll be mainly using red. Then I also have this Speedball Calligraphy ink. This is a little bit of a spoiler to something I'm going to be sharing later. It is a supply I got in Artbox, but I surprisingly got red. I'm very happy about that, so we're going to be using this as well. And then I've got these pens. I've got this Derwent Graphic line painter. It's actually called Blood, which I think is hilarious. There it is. Why you no focus? There we go. But it actually dries really nicely. The color is definitely different put on paper than it is in the barrel. But anyway, the last item I'm going to be using is a Posca pen for the colored things. And of course, I've got some liners. So this year, I'm pushing myself to not use regular fine liners. I'm going to be using my Tombow Fudenosuke. This is the hard tip. And then I'm also going to be using my Pentel brush pen, the pocket one. I've had this one forever, and I rarely use it. So I figured I would just go ahead and, you know, use it. I am putting everything off to the side. Random note, I'm sorry for all of you who love clean, pristine palettes. I will warn you, this is not, so look away now if you don't like pristine palettes. I will be using my very handy dandy, very well loved palette. It's just a plastic palette that I put ink into. I keep these dirty because they stain really easily and I just don't care, so. But yeah, these are just really cheap palettes. Ooh, even the bottom's dirty. What's wrong with me? Now, these items are subject to change based on what I get. I will be getting 3 art boxes that I know of this month. I will also be opening one exclusively over on Patreon, so if you do want to join my Patreon, you can hit the link up there to go ahead and join. You'll get a bunch of vampire goodies this month, as well as videos, speed paints, a bunch of stuff. I do a ton of stuff over on Patreon, and I really enjoy it, and we have a good time. Plus, we have Discord, so we chat. But anyway, stop with the self-promo. But anyway, these items are subject to change just based on what I get in art boxes. But we'll see. But these are the main ones I'm going to go in with. But anyway, let's do an illustration. I think I'm going to do it on the Linux paper. I'm going to do a little bit of planning in the sketchbook, and then I'll show you what I'm going to work with. I will give you a little disclaimer before I actually get into the illustration that I will be doing most of these in speed paint style. Some will be traditional, some will be digital. However, I'm going to throw in a few art and chat with me kind of things, just here and there, but I feel like, overall, like editing wise, if I'm going to be doing these every day, I kind of need to do them speed paint style because it's going to take me forever to get them done. So anyway, I hope you're looking forward to Fangtober because I sure am. Now, let me shut up and let's get into that illustration. Oh my goodness, it has been such a long time since I've actually done a voiceover, and I have no idea where this is going to go, so please bear with me. So I am beginning by marking off the painting by putting the border of washi tape, and if you want to get any of my washi tape, you can visit my shiny new website. It's kaatydidart.com. I'm super excited about it. I'm not going to promo it too long. I just wanted to say if you want to get some washi tape, I got some cool ones over there, plus a bunch of new other stuff. Anyway. So, I am beginning by sketching out the piece. You will not see the entire sketch because I didn't film the entire sketch, so just keep that in mind. But I actually really think this piece came out really well, so I'm going off of my Fangtober prompt list. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. This one's theme was blood, so day 1 was blood. If you're interested in checking out the prompt list, it's free over on Patreon. I know I mentioned earlier, you just go over there and it's public. You can check it out. You don't have to do anything. Just check it out. And if you draw anything with the prompt list, I'd love to see it over on Instagram. Use the hashtag Katie's Fangtober or Squidoodling with Katie. I want to see it. So while I'm inking this, I am using the Pentel Pocket brush pen, and I definitely am rusty. I haven't used a brush pen in a really long time, and I've never really been quite good with them, so there are bits and bobs where it's just like a total mess, but that's okay. That's what white is for. I do also notice how heavy-handed I am with an eraser. Never noticed that before this Linux paper. This Linux paper is like a baby. You have to be very gentle with it, and if you rough it up too much, it's not going to be very happy. I ended up doing that. I erased way too hard, and some of the bits were just kind of like feathery when I would put the ink or whatever on. So for my next piece, I learned that. I've already pre-done some of these just so I can get these out to you daily, but for my next piece, I definitely learned that gently erasing makes your life easier. I'm going in with various supplies. I will have everything linked in the description below to what I talked about today. All my supplies and stuff. And whatever I end up using will be in whatever video you see. So if you're ever interested, again, it'll be in the description. So, today was really simple. I just wanted to do a portrait. I'm thinking about doing kind of like a pinup series for these. I really don't know yet, but it's what I would like to do. So we'll see. But yeah, this one was really fun, and I used a pose reference, and it worked really well, and I'm pretty happy with the way she turned out. Don't get me wrong though, this piece definitely had its ups and downs because, the paint water I was using ended up getting really dyed, and so, like, parts of it ended up being more red than I wanted, and, I ended up having to fix stuff, and, it became a nightmare really quickly, but oh well. I do want to do a little bit more self-promo. I'm really sorry. So, I actually have some new, like, exclusive vampire charm type things. And actually already have them, but they're not going live on my website until October 15th. So, just kind of keep an eye out for that. I'm really excited about them. They all look really cute, and one of them is actually my original character, Raisha, and they're like vampire puns, and, if you're over on Patreon or Discord, you've already seen them. And I'm really happy about them. I don't know, I'm really excited. So I also decided to give you a little bit of tape peeling because I know how satisfying that is, except I feel like this is the most unsatisfying peeling ever because like I forgot I wrapped it around the edges and so I'm just like trying to pull it up. It's kind of unsatisfying, but like the picture around it is very satisfying and so I'm pretty happy about that. But overall, I really like this piece. I'm loving just the black, white, and red, and grayscale, obviously. And I hope that you're excited for day 2. I'm hoping to keep these up daily, or at least as daily as possible. So please bear with me. Weekends are going to be kind of weird for me because my husband has 3-day weekends, so I'm going to try not to film too much on those. So anyway, if you are already a part of our Cute Squid Pod, there's a subscribe button down below. Also, don't forget I have social media in the description. And until next time, my adorable squidlings, toodaloo!